Just 2 days after 8,000 doses of Astra Zeneca vaccines arrived in PNG on a Royal Australian Air Force flight, talks surrounding the vaccine have escalated, with some gladly welcoming the move, while for some it has thrown them into panic mode. The opposition leader says the government should ensure 100% safety of the vaccine first.
I am calling on the Prime Minister, the Honourable James Marape, to immediately suspend the rollout of the COVID-19 Astra Zeneca vaccines until all questions surrounding potential serious side effects are fully resolved.
We're not here trying to pass on a second-class vaccine to our citizens or something that is not proven. It has taken us a long time to make this call. We've been on the lookout. Some of you may accuse us, why did we take this time to make this call? We held back. Our own medical and scientific community have said, they've looked at what's happening in the US, for instance, the Pfizer vaccine, and they looked at what's happening elsewhere, in China and elsewhere. We looked at what was happening in Australia. We held back until we're absolutely certain that for PNG, this is the vaccine that is best, can be taken in and available for us to use.
Mr. Namah says there is conflicting information from doctors and scientists in PNG and abroad on COVID-19 vaccination, in which he says the government has failed to adequately fund and support the PNG Institute of Medical Research to enable thorough research into the issue.
This is what I have been calling upon the government to do ever since the declaration of COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020. I have been calling on the government to give sufficient funding to PNG IMR, PNG Institute of Medical Research, to do this investigation and research. That is their job. I have never heard of any sufficient funding to Papua New Guinea Institute of Medical Research. That is their duty and responsibility. We need our own scientific information on what is happening in the world today, what is happening in our own country.
Prime Minister James Marape stated on Tuesday that although vaccination will be voluntary for Papua New Guineans, law and order agencies will be out in full force to ensure those tested positive for COVID-19 are strictly isolated.
For those of you who don't want to take vaccine, and if you feel you're a superhuman being, we will have the isolation strategy that police will deploy and use. And if you found to be COVID positive, your freedom for 2 or 3 weeks can be lost. We will pick you up, we lock you away. That's the sort of way we're trying to move in to ensure that we stop COVID-19 from spreading.
And this was the opposition leader's response to it.
Irresponsible by the Prime Minister of this country. And one of the irresponsible statements that he made also is really bad, considering the office that he owns. The office of the Prime Minister belongs to the more than 8 million people of this country. For Prime Minister to say that, oh, I will take the vaccine and if anything happened to me, if it's bad, then don't take it. If I'm okay, then you guys take it. That's a very loose statement coming from a Prime Minister. You cannot make such statement. And you cannot tell people that, oh, if you have contracted COVID-19, I'm going to use the full force of the law to get you. You are breaching that's going against the human rights.